First of all, listen, it's interesting about all these young guys today. They never call on us and say, hey, thanks for the kind word and tell me how great a player I am. But when they play like crap and we call them out, we don't know what we're talking about. Listen, I'm easy to find, but I get sick of these guys complaining. These young guys, they never call us and say, when a coach is wrong, I'm going to call him out. But when players are wrong, I'm going to call them out. But listen, I'm going to criticize guys that they deserve it. And listen, they can kiss my ass if they don't like it.
Yo, what's up, YouTube? Happy Thursday. I hope everyone's doing well. Hope everybody's staying safe. I do apologize for going late. I got sidetracked at work and got home late. As I said in the preview episode, I do apologize. I thought the Jets were playing the Dolphins tonight, and it was the Falcons versus the Patriots. Family Maggie, what's going on, bro? Good to see you. I sent you an email, so definitely check your email. We're just going to get right into it. This was a horrendously bad game. The Falcons got blown out. New England has now won 5 straight. They're now 7-4 on the year. Matt Ryan just did not have a good game. He was sacked 3 times, particularly in the first half of the game. He just couldn't do anything offensively. Cordell Patterson didn't play because of an ankle injury. The one pass, I don't know why Kyle Pitts slowed up, and Devin McCourty caught the interception, and then Kyle Von Noy hit with the dagger. Mac Jones had a good game. I think he had like 200 yards and touchdown. He also threw a pick. Damian Harris, I have on my fantasy team, he actually did okay. He had 56 yards, and Stevenson had 69 yards. It was just very one-sided football game. I was really surprised with Atlanta's defense. They stuck in there as best they could, because they were at one point in the fourth quarter with like 3 minutes. It was a 2-score game, but turnovers. Just poor execution. I think that's what hurt. I appreciate you, Family Mackey, for sharing the video. I appreciate you. Disappointing. So, Atlanta goes on to now the 4-6, and New England, like I said, they're kind of slowly creeping up on the AFC East. We're going to transition. This weekend, we play the Chicago Bears. We're coming in this game 6-3 after a horrendously disappointing performance against the Miami Dolphins.
Oh, my God.
We're also facing a team that's 3-6, and they also came off a loss against the Steelers, which was actually a good game. Couple things. Lamar Jackson did not practice today due to an illness that's not COVID related. Hollywood Brown didn't practice. Sammy Watkins came back. Latavius Murray was back on the practice field. Jawan James, who we signed from Denver, is slowly on his way to making his return after tearing his Achilles this past off season. So it's good to hear that he's no setbacks with that. We lost Derek Wolfe for the season. That defensive line, I'm done with it. We're just going this a whole off season. We're going to have to retool. We're going to go younger, because it's just Brandon Williams, wrong side of 30. Calais Campbell's not the same player, and Derek Wolfe injuries. It's not happening. Couple things offensively that what stood up to me is that we've lacked adjustments. Miami employed a cover zero blitz, meaning what a cover zero blitz is, ladies and gentlemen, is basically you play man-to-man coverage. You stack the line and you blitz your quarterback. And you blitz the opponent's quarterback. That's pretty much what Miami did against us Thursday. And it worked, and they gave us numerous opportunities to run, to go down, go across the middle, something. And Greg Roman didn't make those adjustments. Particularly when it comes to the quick passes, crossing routes, all that. Robert Quinn is coming into this game, has 6.5 sacks. Khalil Mack also has 6 sacks. I know Khalil Mack's been out. He was out against Pittsburgh. I can't remember who they played the previous week. I think he sprained his foot, or twisted it. But they said he's questionable, from what I understood. So I'm really curious to see if Baltimore offensively is going to make the adjustments. I really am. And we also, too, this getting off to a slow start where we're not producing in the first quarter and we're always falling back in the second half, like that can't happen. Chicago is ranked, I want to say it was 10th against the pass, and they're tied 23rd against the run. So we're going to have to pick our poison with Chicago. Now, defensively, for Baltimore, I have been on the record. We suck. Okay, we are not the same defense. The loss. I mean, if you look at those injuries, recent loss was Deshaun Elliott. That stings. LJ Fort, Marcus Peters, Marlon Humphrey is just having kind of a down year. Anthony Averett, I give him props for stepping up in that role. He's been the most targeted. Chicago-wise, Justin Fields has been looking pretty good. I've seen each game, especially particularly as Pittsburgh, he's progressing pretty good. Now I know coming into this game, he's thrown for well over almost 1,300 yards. He's thrown 8 picks and he has 4 touchdowns. So, fun fact: we do play well against rookie quarterbacks. So I'm kind of seeing to see what Martindale is going to do. Now, coming into this game, according to earlier, I was looking at NFL.com. Chicago Bears have the worst passing offense. Now, Darnell Mooney and Allen Robinson, I believe, are questionable and I think are going to play. They're going to be a challenge for us. Also, too, they have a running game. David Montgomery, Khalil Herbert, and also, too, Justin Fields. So we're going to have to not only we're going to take something away from Chicago, whether that's either the run or the pass. So this is our first time. I don't think this is our first time going to Chicago. I don't think we got to win in Chicago. I don't think so. I don't. Let me see. The last time we played the Bears, actually pulled let me look at my notes. I wrote it down. The last time we faced the Bears, they actually beat us the last 2 times. Well, last recent one was 2017 in overtime. I'm going to say that the Ravens 30-17.
Guaranteed.
Washington football team, going to transition into them. They're going to play they play the Carolina Panthers this weekend. Ron Rivera returns back to Carolina. We're coming into this game 3-6. After a very, to me, a big momentum win against Tom Brady and the Buccaneers. Which, for the record, nobody had us winning. However, we did lose Chase Young for the year, torn ACL. Montez Sweat is still out with a jaw injury. Now, I don't know who we're going to have to prepare for Cam Newton and PJ Walker. but it seems like Cam is going to be the guy going forward. So I'm hoping that defensively, what I saw against Tampa will carry into Carolina, will go against Cam Newton. I'm hoping last week wasn't just a one and done. Okay. I've been kind of looking for that all season, and I just haven't seen it. Hendrix, what's going on, bro? Good to see you. This is going to be tough, but I'm going to say, I think it's going to be a close one. I think it's going to be Washington 20, Carolina 17.
Guaranteed.
I think if Washington can limit the mistakes like they did against Tampa, and next these guys, without Sweat and Young, they're going to have to step up defensively. So I think the biggest key for Washington is our defense. Around the NFL, so Mr. Antonio Brown is in trouble because he obtained fake COVID cards. His former live-in chef, said that he obtained fake COVID-19 cards, and why would you do that? This is what this is my biggest fear. I'm glad you like it. Thank you. That was my fear. This honor system. I don't understand why we gotta lie. I mean, I understand. I know. Excuse me. I remember a couple of videos ago, Lucinda. It's not. She said it's no one's business to know whether you're vaccinated or not, and that's true. It's no one's business. Shout out to Lucinda Baxter, but I do. Excuse me. Wrong pipe. I do think that you have to be careful when you do those kind of things because they do have consequences. And the NFL, they haven't really been trying to get on. They're trying to keep the numbers down. I mean, you already seen with the Aaron Rodgers thing how that turned out. And I think for you to go that route to get fake COVID vaccine cards, I think that's crazy to me. So I'm pretty sure that the league's going to review it and see what happens, but I don't know. Now, man, I remember a few videos ago, I was talking about the owner for the Los Angeles Rams, Mr. Stan Kroenke, Kroenke. If I'm saying his name correct, if I mispronounce his name, I do apologize. Pretty much is fed up with this whole lawsuit with the St. Louis. If you remember, he pulled the team from St. Louis to go back to LA. The league and the other 32 owners are in a lawsuit because the decision to leave St. Louis. And the trial is actually supposed to start it's supposed to start in January on the 10th, I believe. So according to my notes, so his reps believe the lawsuit can be settled for somewhere between $500 and $750 million. He already offered $100 million, but that got turned down. Pretty much what happened was he's not he doesn't want to go back. He promised he was going to pay of the whole settlement of them moving from St. Louis to Los Angeles. And he's pretty much saying, it's not my job. I'm not responsible for payment. It's like an IOU, for example. For example, if Hendricks gave me $10,000, he promised me $10,000, and let's say a year later he goes back on that. He gave me an IOU. Well, I'll make sure here's your IOU. I'll make sure you get your $10,000, and and he goes back on his word. No, I'm not doing that. That's what Kroenke's doing. He's pretty much saying he's not legally. He feels like he shouldn't have to fork over all the money. He thinks he should play a portion of it because I think something in the lettering or the agreement, something he disagreed with. But it's his way of just not trying to pay money. So that's kind of starting to look pretty ugly. I'm going to save this one topic for later in the show. In the podcast, excuse me. What else is happening? Let's see. We all know about the taunting call. That sucks. Russell Wilson said he plans to play 20 years in the league. Something's wrong with you. That's pretty much all I saw around the NFL news in my notes here. But we're going to transition into basketball. The Washington Wizards are currently on a 2-game losing streak. I'm going to start with the Charlotte Hornets. Not Thursday night, but Wednesday night. Once again, I told you our 3-point shooting is horrible. And on top of that, it couldn't come at a worse time to go on the road trip. In the first, as a cohesive unit, particularly in the first quarter, we shot 54%. First half, the second quarter of the first half, and then we took a 5-point lead into the game. The second half really told the story. When both squads, both teams went 0 for 9, and then it was like 9 minutes and some change, and then after 3.5 minutes, I think it was, and we shot 3 of 19 from 3. That was bad. Once again, then the 3-point shooting is what cost us. We snapped Bradley Beal. We were over 13 from 3. And Bradley Beal, I think it was like 6 minutes and like 48 seconds. That's what it was. That's when he shot. He broke the slump. Then Charlotte went on I think it was like a 21-2 run, and that was the game over. Those 2 points came off Montrezl Harrell, and then it was a 10-point lead going into the fourth quarter. Washington going into the fourth quarter was 1 of 24 from 3. Bradley Beal was the only one. He actually led the team in scoring with 24 points. Let me just put this out here. So I had to look back on the stats. Kyle Kuzma 1 for 8. Spencer Dinwiddie 0 for 4. Kentavious Caldwell-Pope off 0 for 4. Aaron Holiday 1 for 3, and that came in. That was garbage time. That was pathetic. And Denny Avdija 1 for 7. Corey Casper 0 for 2. I mean, like, we're just we're just not looking good from the 3-point shooting. We just don't. It was embarrassing. It really was. And on top of that, let's see, Terry Rozier, he killed us. Miles Bridges had 17 and 10, I think it was. Kelly Oubre had 14. Mason Plumlee had 13 rebounds. LaMelo Ball had 14 dime pieces. And so you had someone by the name of Jalen McDaniels had had 11. I think it was 11 assists. Like that was really embarrassing. It really was. And then tonight, as you saw in the previous in the intro episode, we lost to the Miami Heat. Final score 112-97. I knew it was somewhere around that ballpark. So the biggest thing in this game tonight was the turnovers. We turned the ball over 17 times, and we did not get to the free throw line. I think we got to the free throw line 10 times and only made 6 free throws compared to Miami. They were 20. I counted at 24 from the free throw line. First quarter, we looked good, even though we turned the ball over 6 times in that quarter. And then the same thing happened in the third quarter, where Miami jumped to a 13-point lead, and then Washington committed 5 turnovers after that. We, as a cohesive unit, I will say this, I think we shot like 70% in the third quarter. And we had it in the fourth, and then
Relationship with your
Oh
children.
my God.
Bradley Beal dropped 30. Kyle Kuzma had 19. Corey Casper did okay. He had 13. Dinwiddie didn't play because I think it was like a precaution thing. I think it was like a year. Last year he just tore his ACL, so I guess they're trying to take it easy on him. And then Jimmy Butler killed us. He had 32 points. So Miami Heat.
Congratulations. Oh my God.
Let me see who the Washington Wizards play next. We got to play the Miami Heat again Saturday. And luckily, we're at home. And then we see the Hornets at home too Monday. So that should be interesting. Oh, God. Okay. A couple things around the NBA. Dirk Nowitzki's jersey is going to be retired on the 5th of January. We all know the number 41 was one of the best, was the stretch 4 before whatever you want to call it, this basketball is today. Everyone's shooting. Everybody wants to be a 3-point shooter. So he was the face of that franchise. I'm glad he got Dallas a ring. Beat LeBron James and Miami Heat. So I'm happy for Dirk. I really am. Congratulations on your jersey getting retired. What else is going on around the NBA? The Los Angeles Lakers lost to the Milwaukee Bucks. I shouldn't laugh. Chris Middleton came back. He missed 8 games due to injury. Giannis was not afraid of these boys. Russell Westbrook did have a double-double. He had 25 and 12. Anthony Davis had 18 and 9. But they're now 8 and 8 on the year. And LeBron's still not back from injury. Giannis, I really think it's time we start giving Giannis his respect. I mean, I've always given him his respect, but it's really time that we need to really start appreciating the greatness that we're seeing. He had 28 points in the first half, and then 18 of 23 from the field. The last player to do that was the big Aristotle back in 1995 when he was with the Orlando Magic. He had 45 points, and he shot 75%, if I remember saying that correctly, against the Lakers. So we had no answers for Giannis. None. It was bad. Let me say this. I know that with the Brooklyn Nets, they haven't the recent loss to the Golden State Warriors. I'm not going to go as far as what Stephen A. Smith said about they're the worst. The Kevin Durant made a mistake going to Brooklyn. Kyrie Irving portrayed you. Look, They are still a force to be reckoned with. I will say this: without Kyrie, the element's not there. They are missing a piece. But like in the back of your mind, you have to sometimes wonder, well, if Kyrie Irving was on the field, not on the field, on the court, I think he makes a difference. He makes a difference. Um, I do think it's embarrassing when you're at home and you've got your own home crowd chanting for the opponent MVP. I do think I believe that really is disrespectful because it's like, wow. Like I understand he's going to be MVP. Hey Lucinda, how are you? I see you. Hope your day was well. Um, I really do think that was embarrassing. Like, and then like we all look. This is just the Golden State Warriors. This and without Klay Thompson, when he comes back, which is probably sometime around Christmas, the New Year, this Golden State Warrior team is a force to be reckoned with. They're going to win the championship.
Guaranteed.
But it's probably going to be against one of us in the four: Chicago, Washington, Brooklyn, or Milwaukee. Because the way the West is looking at the moment, I think probably the only team in the West that could probably give Golden State a run for their money is Phoenix and Utah. Everybody else is kind of lagging behind. Portland and Los Angeles are tied for the eighth seed. And you got Memphis, 8-7. Memphis, Denver, Los Angeles are tied 9-6. Los Angeles right now is the Clippers are the fifth seed, and the Nuggets are the sixth seed, and you got Dallas in fourth. So the Golden State Warriors are looking really good. Steph Curry's playing MVP like. I don't know what to say. I really don't. Look at these standings. So as of today, which is now Friday, the Miami Heat and the Brooklyn Nets are tied for first place, while the Bulls and the Wizards are tied for second place. And then there's everybody else in the East. I will say so far the most surprising thing is the Knicks are 8-7. The Cleveland Cavaliers are 9-8. The Celtics, Bucks, Hawks, Raptors all have 7 wins apiece, and then the Pistons and the Magic are last, 4 wins, and the Pistons are 13th, 6-10. I mean, like I said, we're 16 games in. It's still really too early to tell, but you're kind of starting to see what this team's starting to look like. Like right now, the Houston Rockets on a 13-game losing streak. They're 1-14. I feel really bad for Steven Silas. I really do. They really set him up to fail. That's just my personal opinion. Jalen Green, my Lord. And you got the Pelicans 2-14. Let's see. Is there anything else going on? Let's see. Yeah. So far, the standings look pretty decent. But, oh my gosh. Very, very bad. Disappointing. It's really off to an interesting start. I'm not going to lie to you. But that's what's going on in the NBA at the moment. We're going to transition into baseball. The MLB Awards were announced. Congratulations. Congratulations to the winners. All your hard work and what you do, all and how you prepared for this season really shows effort, really shows dedication, and that you're willing to put the team on your back. So, with that being said, your congratulations to your American League MVP, unanimous MVP, Shohei Ohtani. Shohei Ohtani batted a 257, 372, 490, 592 with 46 home runs, 100 RBIs, drove in 103 runs, and stole the base 26 times. He also went 9-2 with the ERA of 3.18 and struck out 156 batters in 130 of an inning. Bryce Harper takes home his second MVP. The first MVP was obviously in Washington. So him and Mike Trout have 2 MVPs, and that's really good, interesting to know. Even I kind of a little. I'm on the fence about that one, but I get it. I mean, he did slash 309, 429, 615, 35 home runs, 84 RBIs, and he did actually have the MLB's best on-base percentage of 179. So congratulations to Bryce Harper. Cy Young, Robbie Ray, the first Toronto Blue Jay to win the Cy Young since Roy Halladay. That was in 2003. Yes. He led both American and National League in strikeouts with 248. He led the American League in ERA with 2.84. That's all you need to know. Corbin Baines, Burns. I'm sorry. Corbin Burns, Milwaukee Brewers. He was the ERA leader with 2.4. He also had a strikeout rate of 35.6. His strike to walk ratio was 6.8. Definitely is the number one guy in that rotation for the Milwaukee Brewers. He definitely had a good start, particularly the last. I don't think the Brewers have won a Cy Young in, I think it was like close to 40 years. So congratulations to Corbin. Obviously, your rookie of the year American League was Randy Arozarena. Then he won this year. Jonathan India, rookie of the year. Manager of the year. I was surprised. I really was surprised. Kevin Cash. Fun fact, he shares the Manager of the Year twice. Repeating it, the last time we did that was Bobby Cox, who was manager of the Atlanta Braves. He's definitely done a good job leading the Tampa Bay Rays this year to 100 wins. They were one game away from going to the World Series. Much deserved for Kevin Cash. They're doing really good. Big things for them. And, of course, in the National League, it was no-brainer. Gabe Kepler had 28 first-place votes to get National League Manager of the Year. The San Francisco Giants were the best team in baseball, which people wrote them off. Did not expect that from them at all. It's much deserved for Gabe. And without Buster Posey, I'm going to be sad next year because he's one of my favorite baseball players. But the Gold Gloves. Let's start with the Gold Gloves. Congratulations to Sean Murphy, Yuri Gurriel, Marcus Semien, Matt Chapman, Carlos Correa, Andrew Benintendi, Michael Taylor, Joey Gallo, Dallas Keuchel. And we also had the Platinum Glove for Carlos Correa. In the National League, congratulations to Jacob Stallings, Paul Goldschmidt, Tommy Edelman, Nolan Arenado, Brandon Crawford, Tyler O'Neill, Harrison Bader, Adam Duvall, Max Fried. Well, there's a lot of Cardinals and a lot of Giants on this list, and a lot of Royals too. So we just okay. All right. All right, I see a problem with the Silver Sluggers. I got an issue, but that's okay. Congratulations to the Silver Slug Award winners in the American League: Salvador Perez, Vladimir Guerrero Jr., Marcus Semien, Rafael Devers, Xavier Bogaerts, Teoscar Hernandez. They won Silver Slugger because of the Orioles. That's a fact. Aaron Judge, Cedric Mullins, well-deserved, and Shohei Ohtani. In the National League, Buster Posey, Freddie Freeman, Ozzie Albies, Austin Riley, Fernando Tatis Jr., Juan Soto, Nick Castellanos, Bryce Harper, and Max Fried are all Silver Sluggers. Congratulations to those individuals. The Hank Aaron Award for the American League, Vladimir Guerrero. He was tied, I believe it was with Salvador Perez, 48 home runs. And he finished in the American League with on base percentage and slugging percentage. No other player had more. Vladimir Guerrero had 123 runs scored, and he had 363 total bases. No one else did that in the league. Bryce Harper took home the Hank Aaron Award. He led the league with a slugging percentage of 615 and an on-base percentage of 1.044 and batting a 309. And then also Nelson Cruz won the Roberto Clemente Award. Congratulations. Yaldana Alvarez was the ALC MVP. Eddie Rosario was the NLCS MVP, and then Jorge Soler was the World Series MVP. It looks like for the Historic Achievement Award, Shohei Ohtani was the recipient of that award. Congratulations. Reliever of the Year, Liam Hendricks. So they have this is how they do it. So it's called the Trevor Hoffman National Reliever of the Year Award. Liam Hendricks got the Mariano Rivera American League Reliever of the Year, and Josh Hader got the Trevor Hoffman one. Josh Hader, 34 saves with an ERA of 1.2. Liam Hendricks with 38 saves with an ERA of 2.5. So congratulations to all the award winners. Well deserved. Great season. I want names of all those writers, particularly with the Silver Sluggers, because a lot of those home runs were off the Orioles.
Relationship with your
Oh
children.
my God.
Couple of things that's going on in the Major League Baseball news. So it looks like Rob Manfred is trying to prevent a lockout. We have until December 1st to make something happen. We got to get a deal in there with the Players Association. The collective bargaining agreement is going to expire within 2 weeks. So we really got to get something going here. Manfred's really trying to get a deal done. They met Wednesday. They have actually something scheduled today. So it expires 11:59 p.m. on December 1st. So that's going to be kind of interesting to see. Carlos Correa, from what I understood, AJ Hinch is trying to recruit him to come play in Detroit. Elias Diaz is going to Colorado on a 3-year deal. What's going on here? And what else is going on? Corey Seager and Chris Taylor both rejected their qualifying offer. The qualifying offer is just a 1-year deal. It's like an arbitration thing. You can turn it down. They're going to want money. So then Marte probably will probably get some money in free agent as well. Noah Syndergaard, aka Thor, finalized a 1-year deal with the Anaheim Angels. Justin Verlander, the sweepstakes start for him. Be kind of interesting to see where he goes. Freddie Freeman also declined his qualifying offer, but I'm sure he's going to stay in Atlanta for sure. What else is going on? Just looking at the news, anything that I missed. That's pretty much what's going on. So right now we're kind of going through the qualifying offer phase, and then we're going to go into free agency, and then Rule 5. Then we have the Rule 5 draft. Yeah, and then obviously off-season training and different things like that. So baseball off-season is always the longest and it's always the slowest. So we're going to transition into the WNBA. So a couple things happened in the WNBA. The Los Angeles Lakers the Staples Center is actually supposed to be changed to become Crypto.com Arena, and there seems to be a issue that the WNBA may not be involved with that, and because the Los Angeles Sparks also too are owned with them as well. The name change was Crypto.com, according to what I read. They're paying over $700 million to rename the building. I know the Los Angeles Kings play in the Staples Center, and the Sparks also too. They've won. I know they play at the Convention Center now, but they definitely did play at the Staples Center. I know Derek Fisher made some comments. They need to be included in this deal as well. Women play basketball too, if I remember saying that correctly. Because it was kind of like, oh, so they're not going to be included in the in this deal. So let me just look at his Twitter real quick. I know he said that. I don't want to misquote him. Oh, here we go. The Crypto.com on the tweet, they didn't put the Sparks. They just put the Lakers and Kings. And then Derek Fisher responded saying, this will take some time getting used to, but make sure you include to save some room in there for the Los Angeles Sparks. Hashtag WNBA, hashtag women play sports too. So I don't know if that was a mistake on their end, but I think that all got cleared. Asia Durr, point guard, for the New York Liberty, has been cleared to play basketball. She's missed 2 seasons because she's really been dealing with COVID-19 compilations. Let me go ahead and play that clip for you. Here we go. Why is it not playing? Okay, hold on. I apologize, ladies and gentlemen. It's low. It's just playing and there's no sound. Hold on. Come on. There we go. This is Asia Durr on her Instagram making the announcement.
I was sick last year and I have long haulers, but today I went through extensive amount of testing, cardiac testing, and when you play in the WNBA, you have to go through certain testing. After testing positive for COVID, you have to go through cardiac testing. You have to go through like everything to make sure your heart has no damage from having COVID, right? So I went through all of that testing, and guys, guess what? I have been cleared to play basketball again! Yeah! Let's go! I have been cleared to play basketball again.
So congratulations, welcome back. Didn't miss her out there on the court. There was a video that she lost a lot. And I was like, wow, she lost weight. She just didn't look. She looked kind of like at that point where she was depressed and different things like that. Hey, Michelle, good to see you. Good evening. So it's good to see her back on the court. Can't wait to see her. My only issue is where is she going to fit in the rotation for New York? I mean, if you put Benijah Laney at the 3, she's really she's more of a 2. But New York needs a ball handler. No, Michaela. I think Michaela got her. Damn, that's gonna be tough. The New York Liberty got to figure that out. They do. So, I gotta think about that one because I don't know where you can put her. I mean, she can play the 2, but Naja moves to the 3, but I don't think it's going to make a difference. But we'll see. Also, too, that the WNBA also approved the changes of the playoffs. So it's going to be 3 best of 3, 5, and 5 format. That single elimination playoff cheese is gone. Thank you, Jesus. I think it's better. So pretty much how it's going to be, I'll show you what it looks like really quick on the screen so y'all can see it. And I'll break it down for you to make it, makes more sense. So how this works is, okay. So obviously you got the number 1 seed playing the 8 seed. Okay. So for example, Connecticut's playing Washington. All right. One of these 2 teams in 3 games, if they win, they go on to now the semifinals. Same thing with the 4th and 5th seed. Best of 5. Same way on the other side. So it's going to be kind of interesting because it keeps you on your toes because I don't know, like, for example, like the Indiana Fever could really mess around and make the playoffs, or we have a team like the New York Liberty who actually almost gave it to Phoenix in the first round. So that should be interesting. So that's 8 games more. And the only I'd say the negative aspect about that is there's no bye. Usually, like if you're the best team in the league, like for example, the Connecticut Sun were, they get a bye week. So that means they get an extra week off. So that's taken away. So I think that's pretty much better. I actually like that format. Even though I feel like the finals should be a best of 7, but I know that's not going to happen. So I'm glad that the board approved of that. Kathy Engelberg, major props to you and the board of governors. Much are good for y'all. Now, please, let's get the league going more. Can we figure out the situation in Atlanta, please? And really figure some of these other issues that have been plaguing the league. But with that being said, we're going to transition into a couple other things. Len Bias would have been 58 years old, former player of the University of Maryland. He died of a drug overdose after being drafted. A lot of people said he would have been Larry Bird's replacement. Larry Bird even said in the Magic Johnson documentary, he would have retired sooner. But Len Bias came into the league, and really sad. He would have been 58 today. Really quick, I just want to recap the University of Maryland basketball men's. We lost to George Mason, 71-76. The women, they actually just won tonight. Diamond Miller came back, and we beat the University of North Carolina Wilmington Seahawks 108-66. We're now 5-0 on the year so far. Congratulations, ladies. And the men, I believe they play, I want to say it's let me see. I'm trying to think. Look at their schedule. I cannot think of who they play off the top of my head. I want to say it's Hafastria, something like that. I think that's who Maryland plays. So also to Maryland's football, we play Indiana. Is it Indiana we play? No, Michigan. We play Michigan Saturday. So that's senior day for those guys. Can't wait for that one. Zac Clark, and this is going to be, we're going to, one more couple things, and we're going to wrap this up. As a former NFL player, there's a Zach Stacy. I don't know why I said Zac Clark. I apologize. Let me change that. Zach Stacy played for the Rams and the Jets, and was in, looks like, I want to say this is the Canadian Football League for a couple years. There's a video that, and I'm not going to show the video, and please, if you've seen the video, it's pretty gruesome. It's pretty awful to watch. It's disgusting. On Twitter, it's a video of him abusing his, I want to say it's his then wife. In the video, you see him throw her at the TV, hitting her, and then proceeded to body slam her in front of their 5-month-old child. Now, he has been arrested. Now, this is his ex-girlfriend now. He has been arrested. The video pretty much speaks for itself. Regardless, athlete, no athlete, there's no excuse for this kind of stuff. It just amazes me that what precedes a person, man or woman, to put their hands on a partner. Like, what did she do to deserve that? Like, you had guys like Devontae Adams, other people, blood boiling because I have absolutely no respect for anybody, particularly anyone like what he did in that video. I have no respect for people like that. That was totally uncalled for. Now, according to multiple articles I read, she called the police and then she filed a restraining order. She punched him in he punched her 7 times in the head. And the fact that you did that in front of your 5-month-old child, that's disgusting. Now, she had bruises, bumps, and then I think also said it was like a possible cut to the head. He's going to be in jail for a while. Doesn't matter, white, black, Hispanic, don't matter. Does not matter. Don't put your hands on your partners. If it's to the point where you see something like, if like something triggered him, if it triggered, then just walk away. I'm talking about him, because he should, again, and it's going to tie into my next point. Ladies and gentlemen, a lot of this starts at home. A lot of this behavior starts at home, and he has to be held accountable for that. There's no excuse for what he did. And it's sad that, look at the traumatic effect that has on now the mother and now and that baby. Because obviously, mentally, emotionally, physically, she's scarred. She needs all the support, prayers, counseling, all that. For him, he's gonna be sitting in a nice jail cell for for a minute. I mean, that video, it was really, really awful to watch. And for some reason, something just tells me whoever's going to defend him they're going to pull that, well, he has CTE. Something tells me that. That's what a lawyer is going to find ways to use that as a defense. But this is just me as a man. Definitely learned behavior, but that doesn't mean it starts at home. Most athletes become enraged from being hit in the head and experimenting with steroids. Good point. Good point. But as a man, I have been, as a young man, excuse me, I have been told never put your hands on a woman. If it's walk away. There is a better way of handling. Sometimes you just got to turn the other cheek. But the fact you have guys like Joy Taylor, who was a victim of domestic violence. I had Abs from Let's Talk Football. He experienced it as well. You know, come on, man. That's just crazy. Like, from what I understood, he could face 2 felony charges and face up to 15 years in prison. And I'm like, wow. So I really do hope CTE is not something you pull. I have athletes in my family, and consistently being hit in the head does serious. Oh no, I'm just saying that they're probably going to find ways to use that in his defense of why of this. Something just tells me that. But regardless, he should not have put his hands on her like that. I mean, he almost put her through a TV and then body slammed her. I call it like that, the little it's like a little walker, but it's circular. Ladies, y'all know what I'm talking about. I can't think of the name of it. Like body slammed her on that. Like, come on, man. Like, that's, oh my gosh. You know what? Let me transition into last topic. I want to send my thoughts and prayers to Young Dolph family. I'm not going to sit here and act like I knew the guy. My favorite album was King of Memphis. My favorite song of that album was Get Paid. Shot and killed in his own city. When does it stop? When does this, when you start pee-wee football and go to the middle school, high school, and college, it does a lot to your mental capacity until you live it, you never understand it. I got you. When does it stop? I just feel like he didn't deserve this. I mean, it says a lot about us. We have some serious work to do. Prayers to all the rappers that we're losing. Yes, most definitely. King Von, XX Tentacion recently, and I can't think of the other guy. They're all signed to the same record label. Please forgive me, I can't remember the other rapper, but this makes absolutely no sense. And you would think, and I gotta give a shout out to Lucinda Baxter because Willie D went live last night. And it just amazes me. And if you guys listen, if you see my intro, the first quote you see is "You have haters from all walks of life." Like, I would think somebody like that would inspire you to do better. I would think that, wow, I want to be just like that person when I grow up. But it's obviously that you have haters, people who don't want to see you succeed or at the top. And this was somebody's son. This was somebody's father, husband, nephew, cousin, taken away over what? And I heard their police chief pretty much saying that, look, if you have no reason to be out, it stops when these rappers stop beefing on social media and stop using drugs and stop smoking and drinking and stop letting record labels create fake beef to sell albums and fake beefs turn real. I agree with that for sure. I agree with that for sure. Definitely, 1000%. I agree with that. That's where it starts. But he's giving back to his community. I think one of the people that they interviewed said that he does a Thanksgiving drive. He's giving back to his community. He's giving back to his city. And it just seems like it's not just with him. I've noticed that when you try to make it in life, there are people that find ways to hate you, don't want to see you succeed. They grow envy of you. Like Nas said, and you can hate me now. When you're on top, there's envy. And it's just crazy to me that what is the why? And it's not just with Young Dolph. It's all over. Like we got babies being caught in the crossfire. All these different things, and it's just like, when does this violence stop? When does it stop? And on top of it, and back to us and the police chief, she pretty much said if you have no reason to be out, you need to stay indoors, because she said it. She felt like there's going to be a retaliation, and I pray there's no retaliation, because I think this is where, as a community, you come together. And Cat Williams said, "Let your haters be your motivators." I agree, and I mean, that should not. That was really shocking to hear. But I did want to share this with y'all. I want to get y'all's opinion on this. This was from It's Real 85. He's a YouTuber. And I kind of want to see what you guys think. I'm going to share the tweet, but I want to see what you guys think. Don't ever let them know where you're vulnerable the most. SMH. This is why the camera people be getting their ass whooped. Can't be nice. He was in the video. He was at the same place just a week before. He was there obviously yesterday to buy his mom cookies, and because of the retaliations, the killings never end. It's just going to be a continuous thing, and sadly, that's the truth. It's sad, but I mean, what did you guys think? Do you think he had a point with that? I don't know. I just want all the violence to stop. I mean, it's bad enough. Exactly. Stop putting your every move on social media. I agree. You got to move differently. You got to move smarter. I agree. But just rest in peace, Young Dolph. But not just him. Those that have lost their lives to senseless killing. Those that we could have potential young doctors, nurses, politicians, teachers, athletes, and it's like, wow. And it's really it's sad to really know that this is the world that we live in. And all I can say in closing is continue to love one another. Hug your loved ones tighter. Thank God that you're allowed to see another day. Continue to thank God for the many blessings that He's given you and your family daily. Because each day we are all tested as humans. And whatever is on your mind, what's on your heart. Keep your circle small. Stay aware of your surroundings at all times, and use the discernment. Use the discernment. The ones that hate on you are the ones closest to you. Facts. I agree with that, Lucinda. What was I saying? Oh yeah, yeah. Just pray. Just pray for better days. There's always a brighter light at the end of the tunnel. God works and moves in mysterious ways. Um, it's just sad. It just, we need it. We need to get back to a place where there's love, peace, and togetherness. And one, I blame the system for keeping the divide and the hate amongst ourselves. Um, Education is the most powerful tool to use, and we have to do better. We have to set the tone for the next generation. The Bible speaks of this discernment and have a discerning spirit. Yeah, I agree. So, yeah, I wanted to talk about those two topics. Like I said, I didn't really listen to Young Dolph like that. Just that one song I remember from him off that one album. I know he also did a song with OT Genesis, Cut It. Just sad, but that not just for him, that anyone like that. A couple things happened out here in the DMV. There's a lady who a church member gunned down. Police officer murdered his two daughters and committed suicide with another, whoever she was, mistress, side piece. I don't know. Just got to be careful out here, ladies and gentlemen. Just stay prayed up, stay blessed, stay positive. Good things are coming our way. We just got to just keep the faith, stay strong, just be ready, because God works and moves in mysterious ways. So the hate comes from those who are living in lack. If you are working and grinding, they have something that keeps you busy and you're living your life to the fullest, it's absolutely no reason to hate. I agree, Lucinda, 1,000. That's 1,000%. That's the facts. So, with that being said, that's going to conclude the episode. I didn't want to end it on that kind of somber note, but it's actually Friday. So, hope everybody is tuned in for tomorrow. If you remember Friday, I had a guest, Anthony Handy, aka Mr. Fingers. He will be joining me tomorrow in a good video. Continued blessings. Yes, thank you. You too, Lucinda. Thank you. So be on the lookout for that episode tomorrow night. It's supposed to go live 6:30. Yeah, that's definitely going to be. Yeah, you're on the West Coast time. I'm on the East Coast. So it's still Thursday for you. It's Friday for me here. So y'all let me know y'all thoughts in topics I touched on. How do y'all feel about the Young Dolph situation, Zach Stacy? How your NFL teams are doing so far this season. Your basketball teams, I know Lucinda, your Golden State Warriors are on a tear. But yeah, really quick. But I saw a video with again, shout out to Lucinda Baxter, Allen Iverson giving his respects to Kwame Brown. I have to give Kwame Brown has really opened my eyes a lot more with the whole how the media is particularly guys like Stephen A. I have been on the record. I said one of the reason why I became interested in journalism and media was Stephen A. Smith, Michael Wilbon, and other African American journalists. For me getting interested into the journalism, sports journalism, but I've never seen, particularly like recently, Stephen A. Smith's takes. Now I just use his takes for his clips for just funny, to get a laugh out of the audience. But some of the things he does say is a bit egregious. I like particularly the way he's been going off on Kyrie Irving, and then he was really kind of soft tone with Aaron Rodgers. I don't know what Lamar Jackson has to do to get his respect. It's ridiculous. Crazy. And also too, like I said, Stephen A. Smith, if he's now the face of ESPN, he's getting $12 million over 5 years. And it's just really, really interesting to see how he is as a person. Not nothing personal, but as a journalist, I do question some of what he does. I think it is. I just think some of his takes are wild. I disagree with them. We can all be diverse in thinking, but he flip flops. Particularly when Kwame first went at him, he still got pursed. He still was going along with the basketball jokes. Like, come on, man. Like, but again, my whole thing. I've been on this with you guys about how the media controls and spins the narrative. Just if you go look up Stephen A. Smith, Lamar Jackson. That's a great example. He will never give Lamar Jackson his flowers. I don't care if Lamar Jackson's in year 15, year 20, year 20. He will never give Lamar Jackson the true appreciation that he gives Patrick Mahomes, Russell Wilson, Big Ben Roethlisberger, Tom Brady, Aaron Rodgers. He will never give Lamar Jackson their respect. But you know what?
So when are we going to say something about it? You know what? I'm going to walk away. I'll be right back because I'm scared I'm going to say something that might get me in trouble because I'm pissed. I'm pissed.
That's how Stephen A. makes me feel sometimes. Every time, particularly when it comes to Lamar Jackson, and in some of the other sport takes, like with Kyrie, it's excessive. It's too much. But again, his job is to get people to turn on the TV and watch him. And I don't like it, but that's how it is. So that's going to conclude episode 15. Be on the lookout for episode 16 tomorrow night. I hope to see you. Definitely join us. It's going to be a really good live. It's going to be an interview with Mr. Anthony Handy. And I'll see you then. Have a good night, y'all.
First of all, listen, it's interesting about all these young guys today. They never call on us and say, hey, thanks for the kind word and tell me how great a player I am. But when they play like crap and we call them out, we don't know what we're talking about. Listen, I'm easy to find. But listen, I'm going to criticize guys that they deserve it. And listen, they can kiss my ass if they don't like it.